No, I go there every week. I think one day I'm just gonna say, come on, let's go. We're talking about.
It's like the front row seats. I guess we brought the chair back here. We're on the whole room, we kind of catch everyone. What's going on?
Just gotta have one in every frame.
Oh yeah, by the way, I got a longer battery.
Fantastic.
Yeah, so it'll go like 5 hours.
You're gonna have to get a lapel one next.
I don't think so.
Sit right here.
I got an emergency back. And then they're going to, then they'll probably hold a public hearing.
That's in your.
Right, there's no public hearing. You need to sit, you know what you're
I was gonna highlight it, then I said,
Okay, but I cannot say that the issue is about this that. Sure. Such as the 12 children in one area all have mental disabilities because of what's going on with the garbage issue. It's something with the water. Tell me that 12 children will be caught one question is mentally I have one on my property, I switched it over. I'm just saying.
I had a discussion with him last Thursday about the way he talked about grandstand to us. And I said, listen, pal, I stood up in 2009, and they were the mayor for the council. They voted to defer a $500,000 pension payment, clean they trimmed the budget. I pointed out, so I'm going to vote for the first time to get rid of it. And ever since then, I've been going to more meetings and more council meetings. And I said, I'm not going to, Scotty, I'm not going to be off by you or anybody else when it's said something about it. That he couldn't please what he talked to me. And I wasn't even.
Will the meeting please come to order? This meeting is being held in full compliance with the sunshine law and all provisions of the law and fill these documents. pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Council President Demura?
Here.
Councilman Hurst?
Here.
Councilman Jenkins?
Here.
Councilman Kaplan?
Here.
Councilman Pat? Councilman Takash? Mayor Dobes? Attorney Cole?
Okay, we have no presentations and non-communications. I'm going to appoint Lena Gaither from 21 Judson Avenue to our 100th anniversary committee. She'll be representing the American Legion. You want to do business, please?
Ordinance number 1806-12, an ordinance of the Borough of Middlesex, County of Middlesex, State of New Jersey, amending the codes of the Borough of Middlesex, Chapter 420-24, outdoor storage of recreational vehicles and boats.
Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Council President Demura?
Yes.
Councilman First?
Yes.
Councilman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Motion carried.
Is this for the public hearing?
No, it's introduction. Ordinance number 1807-12, an ordinance amending Chapter 248 Land Development to rescind Section 248-17A 3, recreational vehicles in the code of the Borough of Middlesex.
Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
In 2 weeks, this is just
Oh, this is-
introduction. I don't know if you want to, just, let everybody know, if you might want to. Council President Demura?
Yes.
Councilman First?
Yes.
Councilman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Just so you know, this is the introduction. The public hearing is going to be 2 weeks from now on those two ordinances. Okay? Proclamations.
Tonight, we're proclaiming National Poison Prevention Week, March 18th through the 24th, 2012. And Read Across America, New Jersey is March 2nd, 2012.
I'm reading at Hazelwood School on March 2nd. I think also Police Chief Young is also reading on the 2nd at the same school at Hazelwood. Hope Dr. Seuss is too much for me.
Yeah.
Minutes?
You need a motion for
Proclamations?
that? No, the adoption of the minutes.
Okay, we have the February 14th regular meeting minutes, February 21st special meeting minutes, and January 24th executive meeting minutes. Do I have a motion to accept?
So moved. Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Standing committee reports, finance.
Thank you, Mayor. I'd like to make a motion to approve the January 2012 Treasurer's Report.
Is there a second?
Second.
I'm going to try this quick. Any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried.
I do have a couple other things, Mayor. In discussing with the Finance Committee, I would like to make a recommendation to the rest of the Borough Council that we give Police Chief Young the permission to start the process to hire 2 new police officers. I think that by doing that, while we're in the process of finalizing our budget, he can be interviewing candidates so we can get them on the street as soon as possible. I'd like to make that recommendation to the council.
Can you make it into a motion, please?
I'll make that a motion.
Is there a second?
Second.
Is there any discussion? Since this involves money, I'm going to ask for a roll call.
Council President Demura?
Yes.
Councilman First?
Yes.
Councilman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Motion carried. Mr. Mayor, will you so notify the chief in the morning?
Yes, I will.
Thank you.
That's all I have.
I understand that Michelle Pack is sick. I know her 2 children were sick today with the virus, so I just wanted to choose mostly. Anything on fire? Before we get anything? Public Works?
Nothing at this time.
Okay. Police, legal? Can somebody report on?
I'll make the motion to approve the January 2012 police report.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor, say aye. Opposed? Motion carried. I don't know if we want to pass, we got a beautiful report from the chief of police on last year's. I don't know if you want to pass that tonight and wait and read it more. It's up to the council, but it's a pretty darn thorough year-end report from Chief Young. Again, it's up to you if you want to accept it or wait till next meeting.
Mayor, I'll make a motion to accept the chief's annual report for 2011.
I'll second that.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carried. Please, we just did the administrator. Is there anything, Councilman?
Nothing at this time.
Okay, thank you. Reports. The only thing that I wanted to mention tonight is I did pass on to the council the workload that we have. I hope that we've got quite a few active projects and some that are in process. I just hope that we can move a lot quicker on some of those. I know Councilman First is working on several of them last time. If we could move some of those off because we're starting to pick up more of the new projects. Okay, Mr. Attorney.
Thank you. Mr. Mayor, last meeting, I had given a very brief overview of where we stood with sanitary sewer local, interlocal agreement with Piscataway Township, just to bring members of the council up to date. Last year, our former Borough Council had sent on October 20th revised interlocal service agreement to the Council of Piscataway Township. It sort of got lost in the shuffle with Piscataway Township. On January 4th, they contacted me and indicated that they sent me their old copy of the interlocal service agreement. Had not reviewed the revisions that we made on October 20th. I set up a meeting with Mr. Clark and my counterpart, the Township of Piscataway, proposed once again our October 20th revisions that we had. There were several issues that are still outstanding that we're trying to work through. They deal with the total number of gallons that will be moving through the Piscataway lines. Camera inspections is going to be paid for that. The most important of these factors is the cost to the borough of Middlesex based on how much usage we'll actually have on Piscataway sewage or sewer pipelines. The costs that have always been paid by the municipality, Middlesex Borough, that is taking into account that we're going across the entire township of Piscataway for essentially 3 sections of Middlesex that are served with the pipes going into Piscataway on the treatment facility. The costs take into account the wear and tear on all of the pipes in Piscataway itself, which is unfair to Middlesex Borough. Based on that conversation that I had with Mr. Clark, and Mr. Clark indicated that he would get together with his DPW folks to find out exactly what the footage is of pipe that we're using in Piscataway, which makes more sense than us paying for going across the entire township. If we're only going across 35 feet of the town, we shouldn't be paying for wear and tear on all of their lines. So he'll get back to us. I have nothing more to report than to say that the ball is in their court still. I spoke with Mr. Clark just recently this afternoon at 4:30. He indicated he had not heard back from his DPW folks yet.
Before I get shot, I do want to recognize the former council people in the audience, Councilman Class, Councilman Huss, and Councilman Platt. Let's go into the
Resolution 6712, approving the MC-Way temporary discharge application for groundwater remediation control at the factory lane site. Resolution 6812, approving the HUD committee recommendations for the 2012 HUD grant funds. Resolution 6912, approving the surplus of one 1997 Saturn 9500 copier that no longer functions. Resolution 7012, refunding 2011 taxes for Block 248, Lot 43, in the amount of $2,292.92. Resolution 7112, approving the submission of the recycling tonnage grant application to the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection. Resolution 7212, hiring Sonia Salinas, 12 Brookwood Parkway in Jackson, New Jersey, as the Deputy Court Administrator in the court office at a salary of $40,000 effective March 5, 2012, pending receipt of a satisfactory physical and background check. Resolution 7312, providing for a temporary budget for payment of claims until the adoption of the 2012 budget. Resolution 7412, authorizing the mayor to execute the state local hazardous mitigation grant program. Resolution 7512, awarding a 3-year contract to Broadview Networks for telephone service in the amount of $1,532.75 per month.
Do I have a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I'd like to separate Resolution 75-12.
And 68.
All right.
And 68.
We have a motion on item 1, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. The other two have been removed, number 2 and number 9 temporarily. Do I have a motion to pass those other items?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Please call the roll. I'm sorry, Joe.
Council President Demura?
Yes.
Councilman Hurst?
Yes.
Councilman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Now in attendance is Councilman Pat.
Yes. Okay, I have Resolution 68-12, which is the HUD Committee recommendations on the 2012 HUD grants.
So moved.
Second.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. Actually, I guess based upon the minutes I read, they were, I guess, the HUD committee was waiting for additional votes. You're supposed to have a special meeting before. He did? Okay.
What they approved was the normal things that they've done from year to year, the manhole retrofitting and the rec center construction, which is loss on aging. We also have additional funds that are in the HUD account, approximately $37,000 that can be used, and we're still looking into work at like a firehouse. We're still looking for folks for work there, and also for the rescue squad backup generator. So once we get quotes for that, we still put something for use HUD funds for those two things.
There won't be a possibility of losing any kind of funding?
No.
Okay. I just want to make sure. That was it. Yes.
Is there any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Council President Demura?
Yes.
Councilman Hurst?
Yes.
Councilman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Councilman Pat?
We have passed Resolution 75-12, 43-year contract with Bosville Networks for telephone service in the amount of $1,532.75 per month.
So moved.
Second.
Mayor, the reason why I pulled this, I just want to let the public know that by changing to this telephone service, it'll save the borough approximately a little more than, I believe, $1,100 a month. So over a year's time, roughly about $13,000 a year. And I just want to commend our IT specialist, Ryan Zittel, for the hard work he did in getting this done. I just want to put that on record.
Is there any other discussion? Please call the roll.
Council President Demura?
Yes.
Councilman Hurst?
Yes.
Councilman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Councilman Pat?
Yes. Motion carried. All right. consent agenda.
Resolution 7612, approving twice-a-week garbage pickup from June 1st, 2012 through August 31st, 2012. Need a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Discussion?
Yeah, Mayor, can we change the June 1st, which is a Friday, to June 4th, which is a Monday? That makes sense to start on Monday.
Well, just make that.
Yes.
I amend my.
Okay, so the thing is amended, June 4th to August 31st, good point. Is there any other discussion? Okay, we're going to vote on the amendment first, which is the amendment from June 1st to June 4th.
Council President Tamira?
Yes.
Councilman First?
No.
Councilwoman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Councilman Path?
No.
It passes 3-2. Now we'll vote on the entire as amended, right?
Right. Council President Tamira?
Yes.
Councilman First?
No.
Councilwoman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Councilman Path?
No.
Motion carried.
Resolution 7712, payroll claims.
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? Please call the roll.
Council President Tamira?
Yes.
Councilman First?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Councilman Path?
Motion carried. We have one more, right?
Yes.
79-12.
Resolution 7912, hiring David A. Sliker, Certified Recycling Professional Coordinator, to compile all information needed in order to file the 2011 NJDEP Recycling Tonnage Grant for a cost of $1,200.
Just so you know, Ms. Corcoran and the DPW supervision I met with Mr. Linker, who actually works for the county. He does 4 other towns. As you're well aware, the state now requires you to have a certified professional coordinator. And a lot of the towns are going to the county. In Somerset County, just about everybody's using the county. So this is what the charge would be. And he's going to get the whole grant together. He said it'll be done by the 1st. Although we have some extra time to go, he's going to also survey the larger companies in Middlesex to make sure that we get more money than last year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? Please call the roll.
Council President Tamira?
Yes.
Councilman First?
Yes.
Councilwoman Jenkins?
Yes.
Councilman Kaplan?
Yes.
Councilman Path?
Yes.
Motion carried. Okay, we have discussion, we have no workshop items, right? So we have the privilege of the floor. Anyone wishing to speak, please use microphones at the extreme, state your name and address, in case we have to get back to you.
Stephen Samer, 131 Second Street. I really don't know where to begin with this. I've been here for over 13 months arguing this with you people. In June, the lawyers and the planning board found Chapter 248 land development in my favor, so I really wasn't breaking the law in the first place. Now you come back and you screw it up completely. You're stripping me of my rights, and I'm a little tired of it. It's been going on long enough, guys.
Again, sir, the time to come back would be to voice your opinion, and 2 weeks from now, that's when
I will be here.
So
Paul Hunter, Sheridan Avenue. Just wanted to go over one sore spot with the sore spot of mine. I was going to negotiations on the police contract. Just to keep in mind, the way the contract is structured right now with the step increases, the patrolman starts, after 5 years, he's eligible to make $95,000. Okay, so you could have, and you recruit 22 years old, 5 step increases, and you got to make a $97,000 plus a great package. So I think, we should, because it's such a material portion of the budget, I think we should, look at that pretty closely and, kind of draw a hard line on that one. And
I can't comment on that.
Okay, I'm just.
Oh, we're taking, read what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm just gonna, I mean, it's not, the folks in this town aren't rich, you know? You got a cop making after 5 years making 95,000. People aren't rich in this town, you know? Except the police. There's a couple things, a couple ideas I had. In some other towns, what they're doing is to kind of cut down on some of the overtime. If an officer is sick, say an officer is sick 2 days, works 3 days, but then comes in Saturday for overtime. What they're doing is saying, okay, no, you don't get overtime pay on Saturday because you were sick 2 days that week, so you would just get straight pay. Apparently that's passed some labor attorneys, so just an idea. Also in the contract, some things I'd like to point out. There's unlimited sick time for the police, and that's kind of, you can see that from the outer space. Longevity bonuses. I don't know many public sector workers that are getting longevity bonuses, just a random bonus, not even their step increase, just a random bonus. And also 13 holidays plus 3 floating holidays. Kind of generous, 16 holidays. Most other public employees don't get 16 holidays. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you. I could respond to a couple, but unfortunately I can't.
Jeff Evans, president of PBA Local 181. I'd just like to respond to 2 things to that. I know I can't address the individual personally, so I'll address the council. Currently, there is one person that receives longevity pay, and that's our chief. Our chief is under his own contract. 2, we do have unlimited sick time based on other contracts in the area. We're the only department that has 365 days unlimited sick time. We do not accrue sick time. We cannot cash out on sick time. We have the lowest sick time in the state of New Jersey, and I can back that. Our average sick time is probably between 1 and 4 days a year. And we have currently officers that are going to be recognized in March, at least 8 officers that have 0 sick time for 2011. Thank you.
South, 639 Cook Avenue, Middlesex. Folks, I've been in this town 31 years. First time I've ever attended a meeting, because I'm fired up. It's about the ordinance you guys want to pass about the recreational vehicles. Worked my whole life to get a permit. Something I always wanted. Worked real hard for it too. And now I'm being told that I can't keep this in my driveway. I have a 4-car driveway. Fits my boat fine. And you would think that, again, when I was going around and I got some signatures when gentleman in the back here, Steve, who had gotten up first and smoked before, brought it to my attention also. And I even had one of the ex-mayors in this town even signed a petition on this. I went to all the shop owners up and down Route 28. Every one of them signed a petition on this. It seemed to be a very vast majority of people in this town who were in favor of the fact of leaving things the way they were. Now, my question is also, I'm looking at some of these guidelines on here as far as what you consider a front yard, side yard, backyard. I actually own 2 boats now. I was fortunate enough to buy another smaller boat. And there really is no place on my property to put what you're saying to do. This is a registered licensed vehicle, okay? Which should be able to be kept in a driveway. This is not an unregistered vehicle. And I think you folks should be a little bit more up in arms about issues that, for instance, I live right across from the Pop Waterfield, Cook. There's 12 children in a 1.5 block area with mental disabilities and physical disabilities. I think maybe you should be looking at the soil problem when you talk about poison control. Maybe that's what we should be looking at, is that rather than worry about frivolous things, and somebody wants to be able to take out a wave runner, take their boat fishing up to Round Valley Reservoir, that they have to pay a storage fee outside of this town or someplace local just to maintain it. I say, if you guys want to move my boat, give me $14,000, put wherever you want. That's all I have to say.
Thank you. Again, the best time to come is in 2 weeks. That's
All right, again, I'm a newcomer to this. Like I said, 31 years in this town, pay $8,000 a year in taxes here. And I think I should be able to keep my boat and my property.
Thank you.
Scott Johnson, 555 Ashland Road. I think there's a lot of talk about how we get extra money. And just a suggestion, one of the things that I've seen in town, I know Bakeland Avenue is loaded with disposal companies that have transfer fees and fees that they pay to the borough to transfer different types of waste. And Walton Avenue is now home to several different garbage companies that are illegally transferring garbage on a daily basis, storing garbage in containers for periods in excess of what they're prohibited by law. I've made suggestions, I've made phone calls to the DEP and haven't gotten any assistance, or they haven't at least reported back to me or let me know that they were addressing the problem. But I have some friends that live in that area over there, and when you start to store that garbage for a period of time, it's a problem with rats, and other type of vermin. These people pay taxes just like the rest of us in town, and I think it'd be a good way to at least make some people in town happy and possibly bring some additional funds into the town by making them pay the monies that they're obligated by law to pay.
Thank you. If you could, Scott, give me some of that information to our code enforcement zoning officer, that would be very helpful for us also. Thank you.
I've been in touch with our code enforcement director. She's on top of it already. Fines have been issued several times. It's been dropped off there, but unfortunately it's under an LLC. They have not got in touch with the owner of the property because they don't lease it. So when they issue a ticket to the leasee, he doesn't have to show up because it goes to the owner of the property. So there's been some issues there. I guess they finally found a person, they issued a summons, they paid a fine, they put an application for zoning. So they went there without any kind of zoning, any kind of information, they just opened shop one day. So yes, it's being done to work on.
I don't know if this is the forum for it. Is there a way, because it's so excessive, to shut them down until?
Yeah, at this time, it's not allowed in that facility,
But
it's not allowed in that area.
Right.
Because first of all, that property, it's not segregated. They just put up a fence and subleased out that piece of property. The DEP, we contact DEP, they have no jurisdiction over that. Loans of trucks have numbers on it. They're registered to the trucks, not to the area. So she's currently working on that.
Thank you.
Matt Holzel, 534 Howard Avenue. Am I allowed to ask a question? The ordinance that was regarding the RVs, the motorized recreational vehicles, would that be addressed with this ordinance?
I don't think so.
And that's a separate order.
Separate.
Do you plan on addressing that at any time, or are you going to leave the old one as
I
is?
don't think there's anything
the boats and the trailers, everybody has recreation, what they like to do, whether it's baseball, football, fishing, hanging with the family in their trailers, going to the campgrounds. I feel it's just such an important aspect of life in America, to be able to have the tools to be able to enjoy, and by limiting the things that you are going to do by taking the side yard, front yard, limiting the size of the trailers, is just so against what rights that we have as Americans, as owners of our own properties. I don't know how often you've been around the town. I don't know exactly what the number of people are in this town that own trailers, that own boats. I don't know how many complaints you had. I don't know what the relationship is that you feel as if it's so more important to limit based on 10 complaints as opposed to 300 people that may have boats, trailers, and RVs in their driveways. We do pay the fees for the DMV to own them, whether they are the trailers or the motorized. The same thing with the boats, that we have to have the trailers. I have been around town. I have not seen anything that looks ugly. Everything looks great. I would really insist that you look a lot heavier into the reasons as to why you're going past this. It really hurt a number of residents. Thank you.
John Hoffman, 455 Lincoln Boulevard. I'd just like to ask a couple questions. Mr. Johnson there brought up this disposal company on Wilton Ave. When were they fined and all? Because what I understand, they've received a couple summonses and have not appeared in court yet.
I will go back very fast, get back to you more.
Okay, because I check with her all the time, and that's the last I know, because I attend these courts when these go on. And they just keep dodging court. And while we're on the subject of these disposal places, I have a place that came into fruition in 2007, a place called New Journey Recycling on Bakeland Ave, which in my honest opinion is nothing more than an open-air landfill. It is supposed to be operating along the same lines as Colgate Paper Stock. If anybody knows what that facility looks like and this facility looks like, there are night to day differences. They're polluting our town, there's trash blowing around everywhere. I've been on the horn several times with Joe DiFilippo from the county DEP. There's about $33,000 in fines against them now. The place keeps getting bigger and bigger. I asked him if there's annual inspections. He said yes. Well, I says, how does it keep getting worse if somebody goes there all the time? I have the amendments in front of me from the council and the planning board that have a lot of issues on here that I'm having problems with. Where does the town stand when a company comes in, agrees to a list of conditions, and then violates them all? Where do the taxpayers stand? My main concern right now is, and I have this in front of me, is all trucks to and from the site will use Highway 287 to approach the site, and will use either exit 8 Possumtown Road or exit 9 River Road to gain access to Bakeland Ave and to the site. More and more frequently, I have these trucks going by my home on Lincoln Boulevard. Okay? I have a lot of trash trucks. I understand where I live. I have a lot of these top-load garbage trucks. Okay? I was standing out there talking to a gentleman, Frank Ryan, one day. Had 2 of those go by just blowing garbage down my street. Every day I pick up trash in my street. What can be done about this place? Because the DEP is not doing their job. This company made an agreement with the town. They're breaking everything. Somebody really needs to look into that place. I brought it up to some of our enforcement officials. I don't know what's going on. I don't know who to go to next. They're operating whenever they want. They're only supposed to operate 6 a.m. to 4 p.m. Monday through Friday. They're operating in the evenings, weekends, 24/7. What can be done about this? And the other site on Hilton Ave.
Actually, I got some information, I'm just reading the notes I received. This was received back in, let's see, Barry, since September 29th. She responded to me, and just wanted to let you know, I issued a summons to the owner of the property, and the garbage trucks are being parked. They did not appear in court on 3 separate occasions. This, you asked for an answer?
Yeah.
Thank you. Since this is a corporation, a warrant cannot be issued. I'm going to try to issue summonses to Grand directly and see if they respond. That's all we can do. It's very frustrating to me as well. Now, they also, at that time, since then, she has issued summonses to Grand. But she has issued summonses to the owner, and he did respond. So I also have one from John Olbrich, too, which he went ahead and got back to me regarding the DEP. If you like, I can go ahead and do that, too.
No, that's fine. I'll talk to Ms. Kraus when she's back in Thursday. My main concern is really New Jersey. That Grand got nothing on New Jersey.
I realize that, but here, this is also from John Olbrich. Stopped by the site this morning, observed several trucks, some containing garbage, spoke with Joe DiFilippo, Middlesex County Solid Waste, and advised him of our concerns. They'll be sending an inspector to address the garbage in the trucks. According to Joe, they are allowed to hold the garbage in trucks for up to 24 hours on the property, but not longer than that. Also, the county does not issue permits to those facilities. It has to be done locally. The odor issue from the trucks will be handled by Middlesex County Air Pollution Complaints. Should call MC Environmental, which we did. Department hours. There were no odors detected at the time. On my visit, Joe D will contact him, his findings, get back. So I'll continue to address it and I'll get some more information.
Okay, I thank you on that. I keep up to, like I said, I keep up to date when I can. She was away today.
Okay.
What I'm trying to find out is what I can say about New Jersey. What I'm told I can say is that the county is handling the New Jersey, I understand there's some potential litigation there. Now, maybe that's the $33,000 you mentioned, John, I'm not sure. But I know that he has been into my office trying to help the borough, and it did go very far with us, so we're well aware of New Jersey. It's been, he's been a problem in the past.
He's been a
Talking
problem.
about the area about who should be looking at it, the planning board has their own staff. If they're not following what the planning board has initiated.
It's the mayor and the council adoption also that I speak of.
Well, we adopted that, because I was on the council at the time. We also, I went down to the county and I read the 8 different requirements that our Borough Council required for them to be open and receive the permits to be a
So you're
legislature.
talking about in the morning, violations and so on.
They're only getting violations because I go out there 9:30 at night because I hear backup beepers and all going. They fix that problem by disconnecting the backup beeper. I tried calling OSHA, but I try to attack everything from everywhere I can. So I don't, they made an agreement with the town and they're violating everything going left and right. And I can't do nothing to stop these trucks going by my house that aren't supposed to. Now, that's just the ones that are lettered with their company. What about the rest of them that are dumping crap there? Something has to be done with this because the DEP isn't doing their job. There's a stream that goes through there. There's wetlands there. There is garbage blowing around that site, blowing all over this town from that place. It's a landfill, is what it is. It's disgusting. I'm tired of it. Our lake is right below that. Okay. I don't know. I just thought I'd bring it up, being as they made agreements with the planning board and the council. So you can't do nothing about these trucks, anything like that. I don't know what to do with it.
No, you can't. If they're coming with, if they're driving over the wrong road, they're in violation of the agreement.
So who stops that?
It could be the police, it could be our zoning officer, it could be somebody from, probably the zoning officer and code enforcement would be the best person. But if they're uncovered vehicles where stuff is coming out, that could be a police matter also, or it could be the code enforcer again. I mean, there's a law in the state, not more than ours, that these trucks are supposed to be covered.
Oh, I understand that. They're not even supposed to be on the road. That's the major point. I don't care if they're covered or not. They're not supposed to be there. Okay. I'll call Joe DiFilippo tomorrow, and I'm gonna try some other avenues, with that site. Thank you.
Justin?
I just wanted to add, Scott Johnson, some of the issues that we have here, just, I don't want to speak on behalf of the police department or anything like that, but due to the fact that Ms. Kraus works a limited number of hours, we've requested in the past whether or not that the mayor and council could pass something that would allow us to issue those same types of violations. We've had documentation in the past of some of these violations, some of which, the things that we can issue, like, loading your vehicle as to spill and things like that we do make observations and issue summonses for, but she's not working on the weekends when they drop these containers on the ground. The way the law reads is once you drop a container on the ground and pick it up with another vehicle, now you're a transfer station. There are companies in town that pay huge monies to be able to do that, and these guys are getting over big time. I work at night, I work on the weekends, I'm not saying that it's a law enforcement matter, but clearly if we have the ability to document it, and if there's a resolution passed or whatever that gives us, we don't issue local ordinance violations that pertain to like the zoning and building issues that Ms. Kraus deals with, but if we had the ability to do that, that may be something that we could help her with.
Many of our old ordinances had where the police, in addition to many of the other regulatory type people like Barry, would be involved. I don't know on this one specifically. Mr. Councilman, first, this is a unfortunately new bill that we get to look it up.
If there's a way to clarify it and provide us with the proper numbers.
And if not, it could be modified to include the police.
It would just be one more thing that we can enforce that I think would help, at least be able to help her to get some.
You're right, she's only here Tuesday and Thursday, and that makes it a little difficult. I agree with you. Thanks.
John Ellery, 701 Lincoln Boulevard. Just two items to discuss that are being talked about tonight. One is new ordinance with trailers and stuff. I've worked with some of the council in the past, Ron, on different items. One being the sign issue, which is a little ludicrous also, but we came to a happy medium. I really think you should sit back and adjust to be a little bit more community friendly with the trailer ordinance. Again, it becomes a wide open subject of what is a good looking trailer to what is a garbage trailer. It really should be looked upon a little more openly and a little more friendly. And again, you hate when I say this, Ron, we're not Westfield, we're not the top of the hill people, we're just working people down here. And you really should stay to that. On a second note, I do want to commend you for hiring giving permission to hire 2 more officers. But if you look back at 1977, we used to be a police force of 32. Right at this point, we're a police force of 25 with 2 new hires just recent. You really should look into hiring 2 to 4 more officers. Being in business in town, being out here at night, people don't realize how much theft is going on right now in town. They don't realize the gang activity. Everybody wants to ignore it. Come out at 1 o'clock at night, see what's leaving, all the local establishments, see what's living in some of the houses. With 2 officers on the road, you're putting those people at risk. So I really think you should take into consideration not only hire 2 officers, but hire 6.
We're, at this point, we're following a recommendation of the chief. It's all that he could handle at this time would be 2 police officers. That doesn't mean necessarily anyone they stop at 2, but I'm not going to tell you that we're not going to stop at 2 because even though the governor has said our tax situation is straight for the municipalities, they said that one time before, and then another $300,000 was sliced. So, but at least we're starting with the chief to start with the 2. And that's what he said, that he could train at this time, and anything more than that would be too much.
Being in the business, I'm going to see what I see at night. Put my employees and everybody else at risk.
Thanks, Jim. Okay, we have a rather lengthy executive session tonight, and mostly on negotiation. So I'm going to close the public portion meeting. I want to tell you, we have to come back into the public meeting for at least two of the items tonight. And I don't know, it's probably going to be, I'm going to guess we're going to be at least tied up for at least an hour, probably a little bit more. All in favor, say aye.